Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm Tommy Cresta. There's no Ryan this week. I found a new co-host to do the show with me, someone better, someone more entertaining to talk to, and that's the director of the new horror movie FEY, Madeline. Madeline, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm very excited to
So
have you
good.
on. And
I'm so
yeah,
good.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I got to watch the movie. Thank you to Terra Films for that. It is so good, and I'm so excited to finally talk about it. I know we can't talk about everything because it hasn't come out yet, but it is amazing, and I'm so happy to get to talk to you about it and horror in total.
I already love Tommy. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Like we were just talking about earlier, I still can't believe that other people have seen it because it is so, I'm sure we'll get into it, but it is so intimate and it really is. It's something. So I'm so excited. Thank you for watching it. And yeah, it comes out in a week. So
Yeah,
excited.
very exciting. And I think one of the things that right away when um, I got like the whole document telling me about the movie, and when I'm kind of like deciding on which movies I'm going to watch, like the screeners, and if it's something that interests me, I want to know more about like the director and what the project seems. And right away, when it was like used real family footage in the found footage, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like this is something that seems really unique and different." And I love found footage, so right away I was like, "This is going to be something that's going to creep me out." And right away, I was sold. The whole idea behind it, everything with it, and then something I wanted to bring up: the end credits. That was so fucking creepy. I thought
Oh
about it
my God.
when in my room when I was laying in bed. I was like, damn, if I hear a knock, I'm gonna freak out now. It was so good.
Oh my God, that is so funny you say that because it's been a hot minute since I've actually sat down and watched it again. I feel like I needed to disassociate from it like slightly
Mhm.
um after being like so a part of it, in it, directing and producing and then also editing it. So oddly enough, someone else brought up the ending credits recently too. And I was like, I forgot kind of how I structured that, but I love that you loved it because I kind of it's so hard because it's like I don't want to say too much, but I also um that I wanted it to be kind of wonky, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And I think did that. I feel like it came across kind of like wonky, but it was supposed to leave it open ended.
yeah, because it felt so like it ends, and I was like, oh, like it's over, and then it has like a very beautiful like title card to it, and I'm like, oh, this is so pretty looking with the grainier found footage look to it, and then the stuff happens on screen. I was like, oh, great, and I called my girlfriend. I was like, please calm me down a little bit because now I'm a little
Yeah.
freaked out by this. And I love being scared. Like that's like I think it's such a cool emotion. I think that's why horror works so well. But yeah,
Me
I was
too.
I was enthralled by just the whole movie, the found footage, the way that it felt so real, and the way it goes intercuts like between in the beginning where it's starting, and then you don't really know what happens, and it goes to the past, to the present, back and forth. I loved all of that. So I just want
Right.
to
It's really
congratulate
not
you
like
with that.
linear. And I think that was something that was there were so many passes at the film, um, because I edited it and what I was so I like when I'm rushed into something right away. And I think having a story be like kind of so linear, I didn't want that. So yeah, that was definitely I feel like you're picking up on everything that was so important to me. And this is just it's a special moment because I think for anyone who watches Tommy, we had like literally we spoke for a little bit prior to like doing this, right? Like jumping into it. And so it was we didn't really there wasn't much that I said like, okay, I want to talk about this, bring up this, bring up this. So the fact that you just brought up so many things that were so intentional is really cool.
Yeah, no, I because I'm obsessed with horror. I love. I mean, Terra Films has been so good to me. I feel like, and to our show. So
Yeah.
anytime that they send us things, I feel like, and they've been so good. I feel like with indie films so far. I mean, the Hell House, I feel like was like what put them on the map, and then the fact that they've given back so much to indie has
Oh,
been
I
so
mean,
great.
they've been like the whole team, but specifically like the founders, like when I first brought the film to them, it was to the two founders, and I didn't realize how small of a company it was. So I was kind of like, I'm gonna shoot my shot, I guess, you know, and never in a million years did I think that it would come to fruition the way that it did. And I just think they made everything so manageable and like less daunting. I think it's so hard as a filmmaker to, I mean, I still am like, how did this all come to be? Because, you know, like there's paperwork, there's licensing, there's all these things that you don't, you like, I thought before I made something, I knew, okay, like I chat GBT'd a big like study guide for filmmaking 101. And like I love movies, so I'm always in it anyway. And I love watching directors talk about movies. So it's like you kind of think you know the intricacies of really the logistics of the industry. And granted, this is so indie and like such a like smaller element of it. But yeah, they're awesome. I can't give them enough credit for just being, and also the industry, I mean, you know, can be so pretentious. And I feel like people immediately want to kind of like, and at the end of the day, they were just so not like that. It was very much, yeah, I adore them. The whole team there has been so amazing to me.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like they're very happy. I would be very happy if I was Terra Films with how the film came out, and I mean, they with the producing of it, and that the opening right away. There's like because I feel like sometimes with the smaller movies, like especially with me and Ryan, we'll put on like a movie that we're gonna watch early or something, and we're like, oh, okay, like this is super small budget, and nothing against the filmmakers, but like you just don't have the quality to like make something super.
100%.
Yeah, and as soon as I put this on, I was like, "Oh, this is not like this. Like this has like the quality to it that like I'm gonna enjoy this right away." And that opening sequence when she's going down the steps and into the living room just has like the feeling to it of like the first Paranormal Activity, like the staircase, and it looks like my old house kind of. So I don't know what it was. It was just really freaking me out. I was all in right away. So I was very excited, and the film
Like,
did
is it
disappoint.
Friday yet? Because I'm on cloud nine. Like the way that you're talking, I'm like, let it be the weekend. I'm so excited. Oh
And
my God.
yeah,
No, 100%. 100%.
so I
Yeah,
I very much
I
enjoyed it.
like the first Paranormal Activity. I love that. Can I use that? I'm gonna quote that for the rest of the marketing this week. But carry on. I'm
That
so sorry.
I will 100%. You can quote me on anything I say about the movie. But before we get into more of the questions that I have, I do have my baseline questions that I ask every guest that comes on the show. I have added one because me and you were talking about the horror film FEY. So first off, what is your favorite movie of all time?
So
I know it's a hard
this one
question.
is
I know
so
it
hard.
so
I
far.
know. It's like I'll just say that like I have 8,000 favorite movies, and I'm sure you do too,
Hmm.
Tommy. So I'm excited to hear yours as well. But I was recently, I kind of went back and watched a few new movies with my boyfriend, or not new, but like movies he hasn't seen that I love. And one of those being Primal Fear with Richard Gere. Have you seen that?
Hmm.
It is like one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's just, it's like a thriller, but it's also super like character driven. And I think, um, is it Edward Norton? Whoever plays, I think it's Ed Norton, but if it's
Hmm.
not, forgive me.
It's his
But
first big role.
yes, and it is like it's such a good performance, and it was like at the time when whenever I saw it, whenever the first time I saw it, I remember thinking, God, like I just can't trust my gut because the whole movie, for people who haven't seen it, the whole movie, I don't want to ruin it, but like it was the first time that I remember thinking, wow, like people can really be so one thing to your face and then be so differently, and your brain, it's hard to kind of like be like, I did not think, I was fooled. I was so fooled. So that's like that's up there.
I
What's
I
yours?
haven't watched that movie in so long. I might have to go back and watch that. I
It's
don't
a
think
good
my
one.
girlfriend's seen it either, so I might maybe that's what I'll watch when I go down and visit her next.
I think she'll love
Um,
it from what you tell me her taste is.
I think she would love it too. There's a lot that she hasn't seen that like when we started dating, I was like, oh my god, like how have you not seen this, this, this?
Right?
And she was like,
It's so fun to
I
go
know.
back.
Um, my favorite movie. I always say The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I cry every time I watch it. Like without like hesitation. I've seen it 100 times. I cry every single time I watch the movie. Like I can't even see the scene on like edits or I have to like skip past it. I just cry. I just
I
sob. Um
haven't seen that one.
oh my god. Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone. 12-year-old Tommy was heartbroken in the theater when something happened.
I'm
God, killed me.
gonna add that
Um
to my list.
Yeah, broken my heart. And Halloween, 1978. Love that
Mm,
movie. Or Jaws, Alien, anything. I love movies, but I'll say
me too.
Amazing Spider-Man. I could say 100 movies.
I know, right? Like I'm like, you know what I do love though is the original Wizard of Oz. I love Judy Garland singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow," so that's up there too.
I wasn't laughing. I only said because I
No, you
dislike the movie for one reason. It was in my car's like minivan TV screen for the entirety of us owning that car. So we watched it every day we drove somewhere. And I'm the oldest of four. So of course they loved it, but I had to sit and listen to a bunch of children scream in my ear listening to this song. So I have like a weird feeling towards it, but I think I was softened up to it because I love the Wicked movie. So I'm gonna rewatch it. But
right. I liked
so I need
Wicked
to
too.
rewatch
Didn't
it.
you think? I thought it was so long.
See, I I think it's because I
You
have a
liked
crush
it?
on Ariana Grande still, all these years later from when I watched her in Victorious. That maybe I have a soft
Victorious.
spot for it.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Yeah, no,
Um,
I liked Wicked, but I thought it was so long.
I'm excited. Yeah, my girlfriend loves it. She's like a big theater person, so like she was all in on like when that guy announced, she was so ready.
No, it was good.
Um, but yeah, I maybe I have to rewatch Wizard of Oz. That's the one that everyone gets mad at me for when I'm like that and Titanic. I rip on sometimes, and I get some.
I'm not a Titanic girl either.
We love this. We I got some defense now. What would you say is the greatest movie of all time?
The greatest.
This is also such a hard question.
And I knew that this question was coming, and I totally forgot what I was thinking. Maybe not greatest, but I really like revenge movies too, outside of
Hmm.
horror. So I really like the movie Sleepers with I think it's called Sleepers. It's like I think Brad Pitt's in it. Um, it's like an older movie um, about these like young boys that I think they go away to not prison, but like it's like young boys and these like men. Kevin Bacon's in it, and Kevin Bacon plays like he kind of assaults these young boys, and when they grow up and they're older, they. Oh, have you seen the movie?
I have not.
Oh my God, Tommy, you would love that. Philly boy. I forget. It's like it's just like they're Irish Catholic kids and young boys, and these older men totally take advantage of them. And then when they grow older, they're all kind of totally reeling from this abuse that happened to them, but in different ways. And they're some of them are really successful, and they kind of like they get revenge on these guys. So that's a good one. Um, what about you? What do you think is the greatest?
I always say The Departed or Goodfellas. They're like my third. That used to be my favorite movie, but then I said Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's chemistry took it. But yeah,
I
I
love
always
The
say those movies.
Departed. Don't get me wrong. And like, I'm a Goodwill Hunting girl, like through and through.
I think Good Will Hunting's so good. There's
I
so
know,
many great movies. Matt
right? It's
Damon.
like, oh my God.
I'm a Ben
I,
Affleck guy myself, but
I'm like, no one can say anything. My sisters and I love Ben Affleck. Like, everyone who says he's like, overrated now, like, I love Matt and Ben. I love the story of the two of them, like, that's just pure like Hollywood and filmmaking to me is, the two of them writing it and, then being in it and getting it rolling.
me and
Big
Ryan
Ben.
are like the exact difference of like I'm shorter and older than Ryan, like Matt Damon is. Ryan is younger and taller like Ben Affleck is. So we always like, oh, we're gonna be the next them because that's like our whole thing with like writing and everything. We're like, it's meant to be.
I knew you two were like me and my friend Christina. Christina, I said this earlier. I was like, these two are you and I. If
Yeah.
Christina watches this, I hope she will, because yeah, totally. Like her and I would create stuff together and be like, we're just like Ben and Matt. Like if they can do it, you know what I mean? People love a friendship.
Me and Ryan made a really. I made this like outline for this really depressing short film, and then we went to film it, and it was super therapeutic for me because it was something that like part of my life that I like went through, and I was filming it. And I'm like crying through this scene, and this is how you know like someone's like a good friend of yours. I'm like crying. It's taken everything in me to do this scene, and I look up, and I'm also directing it alongside Ryan, and I look up, and Ryan is just crying, but like crying, laughing behind the camera at me. As he's like trying to control himself because everyone else is like, wow, this is so sad. And he's like standing 10 feet back laughing at me as I'm just sobbing. And I was like, wow, this is how you know that's like true friendship right here.
That's being
This is
Christina.
it.
Yeah. It's like can't take it seriously, but like so supportive. So you two make movies together also,
We did. That was
or like projects. That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, we wrote the feature script together. And we did the short film together and we do this together.
God.
Yeah,
Christina, we got to get a podcast, okay? Like Jesus.
we see each
That's
other
so
too
fun.
much. Way too
Yeah,
much.
but you know what? That's so fun to do something or to have a hobby or to like get paid and to be doing what you're doing, with someone so close to you is so special.
He wouldn't do the ghost investigation we did with me though. Made me go do that. He wouldn't
I
go with
will.
me.
I'll do the next
It was
ghost
so much fun.
investigation.
It was. I brought my younger brother with me, which I've gotten some people that have been like, I can't believe you brought your younger brother with you on a ghost investigation. I got parent permission from both my parents before anyone gets mad at me.
Oh my God, I have to watch that ghost investigation.
Yeah, it was very. It was very. I mean, we got a lot of stuff that happened. It was crazy. It was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, it was. It was
So
awesome.
obviously I totally believe in like spirits and ghosts. I mean, that's a
Oh,
whole other
there
conversation,
was
but
yeah. I've experienced some wild things in my mom's old house when I was little, like
the
crazy
house
things.
that my house reminds you of?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. So now you see why I was terrified.
Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
And then final question before we get into like your final baseline question. What is the this is kind of a two-parter. What's the scariest movie you've ever seen? And what was the movie that made you want to get into filmmaking?
So the scariest movie I've ever seen is also hard for me because I'm the type of person like I will rewatch something for comfort, and I know that sounds so probably not crazy to you because it sounds like you and I are like kind of similar in that regard, but I'll I really like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like the original, but then most of the remakes, I feel like there's probably some remakes I haven't seen, but the 2000s remakes, and then I just think The Strangers was so scary. You hate it?
I no, I love it.
Oh, okay.
It's my number one scariest movie of all
Yeah, like
time.
something like it just never gets old, and I think part of why I love it and part of why I think it, like that mask, I'll never when I back in the day, I again, Tommy, me being long-winded, everyone, like I'm trying not to be long-winded, but back in the day, I wish that we had trailers like we used to because I think that when that trailer came out in the movie theater, I'll never forget like I could not sleep for so long. It was that mask that like, the tall guy behind
Yeah,
Liv
the potato sack.
Tyler.
When
So
he
for
steps
me,
out,
yeah,
so
it
good.
just never gets old and I rewatch it all the time and like and is Tamara home? It's like so scary.
So good.
What about you? What's the scariest film?
I mean, The Strangers is up there. I mean, Hell House is up there. Hell House, I think now I have such a special place for it because I'd never seen it until last year. I never even heard of the franchise. I knew
Really?
nothing about it, and I'm a
It's
huge
good.
horror fan. And now I have a soft spot for it because now Stephen Cognetti was nice enough, and he bought a copy of our script because it's on Amazon, and he was like, "Hey, like, keep up the work, like," because he's from around. He went to college around us, and so
No
like that
way.
was like such like a cool moment. So now I have like this huge love for like No matter what
Yeah, right?
happens with
Like
that franchise,
you
I'm gonna be like, I
you want
love
to like
this.
support it more.
Yeah. So now I have like a
I
soft
reached
spot.
out to him also like when when I first started working with terror films, where I'm like, is this even, real? It was almost like imposter syndrome because I immediately thought of Hell House, right? Like, and I reached out to him and he was kind enough, like you just said. I mean, he helped me kind of. He was just like, they're good and like you should, like, without getting into detail, he just was so kind. And I think that again, like, it's sometimes people can be, so precious about stuff and, a little whatever. But yeah, he's awesome and Hell House is good. Have you seen the one, is it the fifth one?
Lineage.
What's not the newest one, the one right
Oh,
before that?
Carmichael Manor.
Yes.
Yes.
With
I
the
waited up till
ball that
midnight.
goes
Hmm.
like down the. I'm gonna
So good.
rewatch that actually this weekend.
I've seen that one. That's like a comfort one I'll put on. That one and the first one now. The first one a little bit less because my fear of clowns kicks in a lot more with that one. Doesn't kick in as much with Carmichael Man. But yeah,
What about the newest one? Is that out yet? Or like, have you seen that?
we wa- I watched it with me and Ryan watched it. Terry Films again was nice enough to send us like early stuff for it, which was weird because the early screener of it was different. We saw two early screeners and had three different cuts of the movie.
Ooh.
So I've seen three different versions of the movie. I don't know which one's the real version, so I do want to watch it again because it is out. I
So you don't
think.
want to say anything?
Yeah,
God,
because I
lucky
don't want to say
you.
which version it is. Because Chuck and me talked about it after our recording of our episode, and I was like, "Hey, which cut did you see?" And he was like, "I saw two different cuts as well." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Because the
Were
one
all
cut,
three scary? I mean, they had to have
yes,
been.
but there's like different, yeah, like the one cut I didn't like as much, and then the other one I loved. It was so weird, like how they like it was so different. But yeah,
God, that is so interesting.
yeah, it was really weird. But
Well,
I
God,
think, yeah,
I'm excited for that.
it's it was so weird. Yeah, because we saw it like 4 months early, and I was like, "This is so weird. I just have to sit on this now for 4 months.
I
We've seen the movie, and I can't talk about it yet." But yeah, I
I
love
know, and
terror
I'm
films.
like so giddy. All I want to do is like ask you questions, but I'll respect that. Like, you
Yeah, so
can't.
if anyone wants to know what we think of Hell House Lineage, it's on Spotify now. You can go check out what I think of it.
All right, I will. I will today.
Um, but yeah, love Hell House.
Hell House is
Jaws
good.
also scares me. I'm like terrified still going down the shore and going in the ocean. If I say anything
Yeah.
weird, I swear it's just my accent. I'm so sorry.
Do you think I have an accent? A Chicago accent?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have an accent to me, but
Oh,
um
thank God. That's so nice. There's so many people that come on our show and like you have such a bad
why?
accent.
I like a Philly accent.
Yeah, but there's so many people that come on like, where are you from? Like, why do you sound like that? And then me and Ryan are like so offended by it. We're like, we don't sound that bad.
I get that all the time too. I'm like, they're like, you're from the Jersey Shore. You're from, somewhere.
That's
I'm like,
terrible. Don't
just
say that.
whatever. Yeah.
The Jersey Shore, that's a mean thing to say to someone.
Oh yeah, I'll never forget. Not that I
Now,
don't like the Jersey Shore. I love the Jersey Shore.
that is what my childhood wrapped in a bow, just going down to the Jersey Shore.
I love the show. I've never actually been.
Oh my God. Jersey Shore, highly recommend to everyone who. Most of the people I feel like that listen to me know what the Jersey Shore is now. Me and Ryan talk about it quite often.
I mean,
Um,
seems so fun.
Going into Faye though, because I feel like me and you we're both super long winded. We just took
Yes.
24 minutes just for the intro to this. um, Faye feels very, as I said, deeply personal. Using your own personal footage from your childhood growing up and blurring that line between what's the movie and what's your real life. Where did that idea come from to use that footage, or was that just something that came while you were making the movie instead of like casting someone to film that found footage?
So and the reason I'm pausing is because I'm like, okay, how am I gonna like tighten this one up? How am I gonna tighten this answer up? Such a good question because so when I knew I wanted to make a horror movie and I knew I wanted it to be found footage for a couple of reasons. One, it helps with budget, obviously, right? You can get away with so much. And then I thought, Okay, and on top of that, I'm really into conspiracies. I'm into like dark web stuff. I like when I feel like I'm getting something that I'm not supposed to see or that like someone's trying to hide from me. So that element with found footage was important to me, or it just, I was like, let's do it. And then I thought, okay, if I can also shoot in my own house, which I had moved home with my parents and like had told no one that I kind of had this idea. And this was what, like 2 years ago. And I didn't tell my parents. I knew that they'd be supportive and like knock on wood, they would be into it. And I thought, okay, well then that also takes the budget. Like I don't have to worry about location and I don't have to worry about all these other logistics. And then I thought, okay, originally I wasn't going to be in it. I was just going to direct it. And I had just kind of sat with it for a little bit. And I thought some of the best found footage movies are where I'm like, oh my God, like this, it just feels so real and unpolished and unproduced. And I think right now in film, um, everyone's doing like the remakes and I'm a lush. I love everything about horror but I'm right now I was like um craving something that had the spark of like paranormal activity, or
Mm.
something along those lines. And so I just thought, okay, well, if I took acting classes maybe when I was like in middle school, and I took acting in high school, and I was like absolutely not an actress, and like never, like people were like absolutely not. So I figured, okay, well, if I can now direct myself, and then on top of it, we're in my childhood home, I can kind of maybe get my parents to play like heightened versions of themselves or versions of themselves. And then I can use the home movies because I've never seen that in a horror movie before. Like in documentaries and so forth, people will play back, or like true crime episodes, they'll play back the home movies, but never kind of in a narrative where things are a little bit more structured. So that's really where that idea came from, was like, how can I just make everything feel so real and raw and unpolished, and kind of where people would be sitting there looking up my IMDb and be like, who this is, like, I've never heard or seen of her before. And on top of it, it's like 29 years of my life that I went through these home videos. Um, and I haven't seen that either, where that is an element that to me feels, I mean, it is as real as it can get, right? So
Yeah. I think that was I think one of like the best parts of this is that it feels so real, and it has like that kind of what they did with the Blair Witch, where like the actors are. I mean, now for me, I'm talking to you, so now
I can
I
die
know,
now.
like
Thank you,
I know,
Tommy.
like I
Oh
know
my
you,
God.
so now I can say like, oh, I know who you are. But
Yeah.
it has that like
Ah,
so realistic to it feeling, and with like the 911 call, everything with that, I think it does such a great job of feeling real. So,
God, thank you so much. That was, I mean, there's no greater compliment than that. So thank you so much.
oh, no problem.
Like I
Love to.
wanted it to seem so real, and I really put myself out on the line here, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I think it came together very well.
Thank you.
I know I tried to rate it on Letterboxd, and it wasn't on Letterboxd when I tried to rate it, and I was like, damn.
Okay, so many other people have reached out and said that to me. I need to get it on there.
I know I tried to rate it. I tried to rate it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's just because it's not out yet. I was like, maybe that's why.
It's gonna get up there. Thank you for reminding me to do
I tried to
that.
4-star it, and I was like, 4 stars. And I was like, oh, it's not out yet. Because I was trying to be the
Or
first
why not
person.
5? Why not 5?
I have like 5 films that have 5 stars on my Letterbox account.
Okay, all
It's
right.
very 4 stars is a very good
No,
score.
4 is going out to you.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that was
Tommy, we're
really.
friends now. Jesus Christ, give me a 5. No, I'm kidding. God, that's awesome.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
give
get
you.
it on there.
I'm gonna give it a
Yeah,
two
I'm gonna
now.
get it on there.
I'm gonna drop the Letterbox score just for being arguing.
I'll
Bullshit.
take it. I love it.
Um, found footage horror has a distinct like rhythm to it and feeling. Did it feel difficult to like film like that, having to like do like the quick pans and everything like that, and like to direct someone like that?
So, not to be so corny, but it really, like, this was such a dream of mine to make something and to have something tangible that I could, and horror is, this is like my little gift to horror. So as far as like how I approached it, like there was really no visually, it was just let's get what we can get, let's roll. There was no thought about framing, there was no thought about like continuity. um it was just kind of, and I think that that in itself really worked for the film. um because a lot of people told me to, like, you know use this camera and then you can degrade it in post, or whatever it was. And I kind of just rolled with whatever I had and tried not to be precious with it. And so in that regard, it was just kind of, again, like, try to make everything feel as real as possible. And the only way for me to do that was to kind of, like, I would literally pass the camera to, other people in real time, and we'd be like, okay, well, if you put the camera on the top of my car, you can get, me coming from this way, and it'll look like, you know what I mean? Things like that, where I think, like if you had a cinematographer or like a deep, like someone who, like a director who would really be paying more attention to like the framing and things like that. There was just none of that. And I think for found footage, it really works.
Yeah, and I think it comes together really well, especially with found footage. Like what you're saying, like you don't always have to stage out the shots like that.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's like the beauty of found footage is that it can be like sometimes the best shots are like mistakes almost. Like it's not like a planned out thing and
exactly.
then it comes out so much better than you could ever expect it to be. And there's so many like I'm trying to think. The whole sequence, like we were talking about in the beginning of the film and it's at towards the end. Um I'm not gonna try and say too much about it. But there's a scene where she goes past a dining room table and there's a rolled up carpet. There's a very
Hmm.
distinct shot there. And it's very there's something about it that just like the way that she has to like step over it and like squeeze through the door, all of that just seems so in the moment, feels like claustrophobic a little bit. I don't know. There's like little scenes where I was like making my notes as because when I'm watching like a screen, I have my notepad out, so I'm like writing my notes, and I like
Hmm.
had that like underline like claustrophobic, and the windows had like an Amityville feeling into it when she like looks up. Yeah, there's like a bunch of things I
See,
was
and
like
there's so
thinking
much I
about.
want to like say to you. We have to talk after this a little bit, because without, there's certain things that, like, that's so in line of what I wanted right there. And I feel like if I say a little bit what I want to
I know
respond to
I don't
that is
I
giving
don't want
stuff
to like give
away.
stuff away.
And
I'm trying to like just
but
say like
exactly.
visually.
And that was too, well, actually I won't, because I'll just start going. And but yes, that's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, like what you said earlier, like it's funny that like we're saying these things. We did not have a conversation about like
No.
my thoughts and your thoughts, like talking about like
Right,
having
like
a
it sounds like I
conversation about
paid
this.
you to say exactly
I
what I
did not
wanted.
have any. There's our first off, our only email conversations was us rescheduling this episode. That is our whole conversation about this, and
And
me
then like
not
an hour
realizing that
ago
you
I
were
was like, are we zooming, are we FaceTiming, like what's
and me not realizing that you were attached to the email with Sarah from Terror Films, and not being like, I can't find this person's email. Sarah, again, also, I always do this. Sarah from Terror Films, again, one of my favorite people that I get to work with. She is so
She's
kind,
amazing.
amazing. Me and Chuck always shout her out. Me and Ryan shout her out as well. She is so nice to us. So shout out to Sarah again.
Also, shout out to the Ryan, to another Ryan at Terror Films. He's been incredible as well. But yeah, no, they're both amazing. And God, will you please? I want to remember to tell, because I have something that I want to tell you about that specific scene you were just talking about, but I can't say it now.
Do I have a?
But yeah.
I don't have a pen. I know I forgot my pen. I was gonna write down your like your favorite movie stuff, and I had it all like I lay planned out my like whole sheet around it, and I
Well,
forgot
we
my
got to
pen.
talking, and I know.
God damn it. Um, what was my other question? I had more questions. Oh, how much of like your like the filming stuff, like you said, like a lot of it was like handing the camera off, and you didn't have a
Hmm.
cinematographer or any of that. How much of it was improvised, like the camera work, to how much of it was actually like planned out? like when doing the script and being on set, being in
So,
your house.
yeah. Which if you notice I'm in pajamas like pretty much the whole film, which was like
Perfect.
so intentional, yeah. And oddly enough, like I primarily always wanted to be like a writer. And I think that I think a lot of times knowing the writing at least can be, so helpful, or knowing how to write to like convey, your message to actors and so forth. And so when I wrote it and I had the idea and I was like talking to the other actors and like pitching it to them, it was so different than what ultimately happened. And just like you were talking about Hell House, that's so interesting to me because when I first went to Terror Films and I gave them the one pass, it felt more like, in my opinion, an HBO documentary. And it was very like pretty. I had edited it and, worked with graphic designers, and like even the interface of like, a FaceTime or a Zoom or, all of that was like super polished and pretty. And then once we actually decided, or they were like, yeah, we'd love to work with you and so forth. I kind of said, like, I don't know how, but I was like, okay, can I actually have some time? And there's like a few things that I want to change. And thank God, because I think there's a lot of people who know me and who don't know film and who will watch it and somewhat look at it and go, wow, like she spent so much time on that. And as far as like the visual, how you and I were talking earlier, and you said it's very much so, you know, like grainy and found footage and aesthetically that way. Before it wasn't that. And so a lot of things just changed. And a lot of what I wanted to come across was that to stay true to found footage in the genre and to fans like me, I just kept reverting to like, okay, well, what would I want it to be? And if I were watching this, I'm not looking for it to be this polished, not what it is thing. And so I kind of just went back and I stripped everything, and then switched it from I started shooting on like stuff, like I was shooting on my actual laptop or my desktop, whatever it was. And even with the audio, I stripped all of the audio, and I think that that was the thing that killed me the most, because I just think that some people will look at it and go, well, it's kind of wonky and it's kind of out there, or it's just so. And I think that's was intentional. I really wanted to strip it of everything because as an editor, like I edited the whole thing myself, and and my ego was so involved in that because I'm like, oh well, I like people know that I know how to, because I've like been doing video production for so long that, for example, there was a scene in the movie. There's a scene where I'm looking at like TikToks, let's say,
Mhm.
and that was like such a cool, beautiful, like, graphically designed. I hired someone to like do all that, and it was really cool. And my ego was like so involved in it, and I just said like it doesn't make sense because something I would want to watch is just like so much more degraded. I don't. And so to answer your question, which I don't even remember what your question was, but like did that answer your question? I'm so sorry. You don't know either.
I think so. It seems like
Yeah,
it.
like I just really, I think I want people to know that every single thing in this project
Yeah,
was
it is
so
planned.
intentional. And I
Yeah.
think that for film lovers, that will appreciate certain things, at least I hope, because, at the end of the day, all I wanted was to make something that other people would enjoy and do it in the genre that like has given me so much. Again, like not trying to be corny, but I love horror movies, and I think everyone who's come before me, or like every little indie, like everything from terror films, it's all just like so fun and so cool, and it's such a fun time and a fun experience. And I tried to, I guess, like just really keep the integrity of that, if that makes sense.
No, and that did definitely answer my question. I was making. I was like thinking. I was like, this is the question I asked, right? No, yeah, everything was planned. Like I was asking if like the shots are planned, and everything was. It's all
Yeah.
intentional. Like everything for being found footage, every decision that you make from the production side to the editing side, sound design, all of it was intentional, and everything you want to do was planned. And no,
Yeah,
and it
or just
wasn't.
completely not planned, and then we were like, perfect. Like it's so crazy, you know what I mean? And stripped, I'm like, perfect.
No, I can yeah, I completely understand. And it's not being what you were saying cheesy or anything. My whole last episode, I talked our episode ended up getting like all messed up. Me and Ryan forgot he muted his mic for a sound check. We recorded an entire episode and he was muted. So I went to like check the audio. So I had to re-record it. And I did end up doing like 5 minutes about like thanking like our listeners for like listening, and because I was just on my first feature film set and I was filming like an action scene I was in, and I was like, man, like this is so cool. Like I'm so thankful to everyone, and yeah, so
Because
cheesy's
it is special. Yeah, like it
yeah.
feels so corny to say, but like I can tell even in the way you're talking about it, like that's so cool. It's and I think for people who love movies the way that's why this is so fun to talk to you. I was so nervous before we did this because this is just so interesting to like to talk. Yes, the sun's really hitting you
I
today.
know
Like
it is so bright. I'm already pale enough that
it's
this
coming in
is
over
coming
here too
through.
on mine. But anyways, yeah, like it's special. So and this is so fun getting to talk to you and you know movie buffs. What's more fun than movies? I don't know.
I know that was the best part on the film set. Everyone, that's all we talked about was movies. I was like, man, I fit in so well here. Everyone's
Right.
like, it was great. Um, are you surprised by anyone's early reactions to the movie, and like, have you been? Are you like having any like crazy like personal reactions with it? Like people, like kind of like how I was with like our short film. Like anytime anyone would say anything positive about it, it would make me like freak out a little bit. Just because,
Yeah.
yeah,
I again, this might sound so, you know, corny, but I'm not like this is just such a full circle moment for me and I think that this is it doesn't get more intimate than like me being me in my house like with my parents with these home movies and then editing it and doing it and it I'm like half terrified. I mean, I'm still the fact that you've seen it is so cool and I mean, I other people have seen it and I've gotten like no one said a bad thing and even if people said that they hated it like it it doesn't it's I'm just more so in shock that this has come to fruition in this way and I'm so grateful and if anything I just worked so hard you know and I think that anyone like us and who's a creative and you're doing something and you're second guessing yourself and you're you know it's like I just had so much fun doing it. It was so hard and it was so I just think it's special. And so I'm grateful that anyone is going to watch it. And I just wanted to make something fun. And so, again, I just hope that people have a fun time watching it. And the rest, you know, don't tell me if you don't like it. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Don't look at my letterbox review then. Just
Yeah.
stay off
Four
letterbox.
stars. No, I love it. Tell
Sure,
me.
yeah, that's fine. Just don't go on. Um,
No, that's huge for me. All jokes aside, I'm like, it's so, so nice of you. Seriously.
yeah, and I think there was like when you're watching it, I think you can tell just how much like personal the film feels. Like you, especially come like when you like for me especially like reading the whole Terra films like when you for everyone out there who doesn't know this when you're doing like early screen stuff I get like a whole breakdown about the movie like I know the synopsis I know who the director is I get a whole breakdown of what the movie's about I knew that they used the home footage and everything like Terra films gives me that whole breakdown about I get the trailer the posters so I knew how personal this was going into it and I can see it like throughout the movie how much it meant. So I think a part of it that makes the movie even better. And I think it just works so well from beginning to end. And then I think there's a point I'm not going to say anything about the movie because I don't want to take it away. There's a point going into like the third act where it does hit like a switch, like a little switch happens in the movie, and it goes from like 70 to like kicks it up a notch in like a certain department. And I was I was not expecting what it did, and it just goes 0 to 100. It takes like
It
one big,
does.
yeah. And I was there for it. I was sitting there. I
Takes
was
a
excited.
left really quick. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was there for it though, and then I think it works really well. And
Well,
I think
and I
people are gonna
think,
really like it.
thank you so much. I just think it's different. I think that for anyone who likes conspiracies, who for anyone who wants to see something, a different type of evil, I think for me, as I get older, my taste kind of shifts. And I think I like thinking about my parents, and now that they're starting to have their life, without, like you said, you're the oldest of, four siblings.
Hmm.
Like I'm the oldest of two girls or three girls. I'm me being the oldest. And like now that we're gone and they have their own life, you I think it's different. I think people, if you like conspiracies, like watch it, okay, and I think you'll have fun with it. That's one. That's just at minimum. But yeah, I hope people have fun watching it.
Yeah, there's some, and if you like being scared, there's definitely some scares there for you. Like there's some different types of scares for different types of people. They have different types of phobias and fears, and
Yes.
yeah. Um, and the last question I have before we do the last bit of the show, and that is, after Faye, do you see yourself continuing in the horror genre? Do you want to maybe try like a comedy and like go somewhere completely different and ease up and give yourself a mental break from going so dark and sadistic, or do you want to stay in the dark and sadistic route? Like, where do you see yourself going from
See,
there?
I don't even think that it would, like, I think I have way more dark and sadistic.
Oh,
Like, do you
trust
know what
me,
I
I'm
mean?
I'm so
Yeah.
dark and sadistic.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read Trespass if you would let me. But yeah,
I'll send you a
I
free
love,
copy.
or I'll buy it on Amazon.
You
I
not
want to
have to
support
buy
you
it.
guys too. But no, I right now I'm working on a pilot with my sister. I mean, I love writing. I also think writing's like, it gets to be, I want to keep doing horror, God willing. I would love to continue to create and work with people. I think the one thing that this experience has really brought me is like a more of a community. And like, now I'm meeting you. Now it's opened up. um I already think horror fans in general are kind of like a cool bunch. Um, my cousin always jokes, like, you and your horror freaks, like you and your freaks. But it's like, I think there's a special thing about horror fans. And it feels like it's like the rebels, or I don't know what it is, but it's been so fun to work with people, and to just kind of continue to be able to talk to people about movies. And I mean, I like, Tommy, you and I could sit here for 5 hours and talk about movies. Like,
Yes,
it. So,
I'm so
that's
bright right
so
now.
fun to me. And it's getting hot in here too. I got my LEDs. Okay. It's like those shadows shifting. I want to put my like blot on my face. I'm like sweating,
For everyone who
but
doesn't know, Madeline has a much higher budget for her setup than we do in our whole studio.
no, I just like,
God.
I was like, I'm like, okay, like I gotta get, but no, yeah, I want to keep doing horror forever. I love it.
No, that's what I want to do. I just want to be in horror, and that's all. I have no desire to do anything outside of directing wise. I'd like to keep acting in action. I had so much fun filming my action stunts and fighting. I got to fight someone.
I
That
want
was
to
so.
see it.
I know. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's a feature film. I'm excited to see myself fight. I can't
No,
say
that is
anything
so
else, but
cool.
it's gonna be really cool to see.
Well, what movie is it? Can you give us any like exclusive or
Can't say.
no?
I can't say it. The
That's even
NDAs. The
cooler.
NDAs were so thick. But it
I'm
was cool.
thinking
I
Marvel.
I ran to a couple people that knew who listened to the show, or like knew who Ryan and I were from like other shows that we've like done with the podcast. So it was pretty cool. And shout out to Will. Will was the one who was like a big fan of ours, and he knew who I was. Like, came up to me and was like, "I love your guys' show." So shout out to Will. I meant to shout you out last episode and I forgot.
Well,
Shout out Will. That was really cool.
no, that is so cool. I can't wait to see it now too. You got me on the edge of my seat over here.
Yeah, my boy Will. Me and him hung out for 2 days on set.
And Ryan, I'd love to meet Ryan as well.
Yeah, I'll make sure Ryan. Ryan, we're gonna rank horror movies with Madeline.
Yes.
He doesn't listen
Let's
to the
do
podcast. I
something.
gotta text him. Me and him don't listen to the show. Um,
No, seriously, we should just have like I just want to exchange also like um new stuff. Have you seen Shelby Oaks? What do we
of
think?
course. I I think it's the most over criticized movie of the year. I think people are being so mean to it.
Wait, really? I've only heard good things.
I think it's good, but people are being so mean to it. Like on like
That's
Letterbox and stuff. I don't get why people. I think Chris Stuckman did a really good job, and I love him because I think he made me like this only happened because of people like Chris Stuckman and all that. Stuckman.
wow. I might need to go see it tonight because I was supposed to go see it a couple weeks ago. I was gonna go on like a Tuesday night, and I've ever since I'm like, oh, I'll see it, and I haven't yet. That like I really want to see Shelby Oaks and Dream Eater. I'm dying to see Dream Eater.
Damn Dream Eater. I was supposed to get a screener, and then Eli Roth bought it, and then their production company didn't give me a screener. Oh, that whole thing happened. Not
I
no
love
problem with you,
Eli.
Eli Roth. I
Yeah.
love you guys. I just want my screener because it didn't show anywhere near me, so I couldn't see Dream Eater.
Oh my
So
God. Yeah, because I was into it like way before Eli, before they got onto it. And I was like,
it just looks so good. I was all in, but
I want what it's coming out soon though, right?
it's out, but it's not showing anywhere
Oh, it
near me.
is?
Yeah, it showed nowhere near me. That's why I was so upset. I was like, I was supposed to have it, and then it got taken from me. So then I was
Yeah, and then
more
Eli
upset.
swooped it.
And then damn. But I like Eli Roth, and he's done so much. I
I
mean, stuff for horror and indie filmmaking. So,
I love Eli.
and it was actually
I
pretty funny because it got taken away, and then I was like offset, and then the next day, Terror Films reached out about FEY. Or it was like 2 days later, and I was like, found footage, baby! I got a movie. I was
oh
like all
God.
excited that I had like a movie to like fill the spot, and then I was like, please be good, please be good, please be good. And I watched, I was like, oh, and it's good. I was like, this is great. I almost did an
Um
episode, and I was like, oh, do you want Maddie to come on the show? I was like, even better.
and
So
they were
yeah,
like connect. I'm like, Tommy, let's go. Have me on. I want to talk about
so I was
movies.
like, this is great. So I went from like not having anything to getting to have a screener. I was gonna make a TikTok like all about the movie, and then like I was like, oh, or I can have the director on. I was like, this is even better. So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so
and two, I was gonna have well, see that's the other thing is it's so hard right now trying to market this without giving too much away because I had a whole thing set up that I can tell you about later, but yeah, no, I still want you to do a TikTok.
I'll still do
And
a TikTok
I want to come on again too, or we'll do something. And I'm gonna look into Dream Eater. Like I didn't even know it was out.
because it
I
had like
doubt it's
such a
by
small
me.
thing. Yeah, all the
Yeah.
movie theaters were like 30 miles away. I was like, I'm not driving 30 miles.
No,
Cause
but I
that,
heard it's good. I'm dying to see it, especially if Eli's like, if he wanted it right away.
I know, and he's like marketing it. So I was like,
Yeah.
he's putting some money into it for like a theatrical run. So he must have been like, this is good. Like, let's get this out there.
Yeah, God,
Damn, Eli
Eli.
Roth.
We love you, Eli.
Oh, he stole my
I love
screener.
Eli.
It's my only problem. Um, but now that was all the questions I had for you. But we do this thing every week where we give our listeners a recommendation of the week. It can be, I don't know if you're into games, but we can do games, TV shows, or movies. But something that you think everyone should go and watch. But you can't recommend Faye because you directed it, and that's bias. And you can't recommend Primal Fear because you already said that. It can't be anything we've talked about already. It's got to be
No, I
something
have some good
different.
ones.
Okay. Ryan forgets
So,
every week, so it's good that you remembered. Like you have
because
something ready.
because I love like I can't wait to pick your brain about stuff, but I talk about dark and sadistic. So someone sent me, I was on Reddit looking at God knows what, okay, recently at like 3 a.m. one day. And one of these people, I ended up like I found this person on social media and I was like, will you send me a blah, blah, a list of like short reads to look at? And he sent me this and it's called The Bug Collector. And I will like it's the most graphic thing I've ever read, the darkest thing I've probably ever read in my life. And I've watched and read any and everything. And so if you really want something different and like twisted, check that out. I read it in an hour at like 4 a.m. And so that, and then what else? That one I'm really hyped up about, The Bug Collector. I'm sorry, I forgot my other one. Um Wait, but I had Good Night Mommy, the Austrian version.
Not the Naomi Watts Americanized version.
No, no,
That one was
absolutely.
terrible. I love the
Yeah.
original one.
Okay, yeah, so the original is so good.
I watched that when I was like 10 years old or something. Like I was way too young to watch it. I Yeah, it
Cuz
was
it
a
is,
lot of movie.
it's like so it's just so unsettling, and it just it stays with you. Wait, and you know what else was a remake that I hated? The one with James McAvoy, and I think it's what is the
Speak
name
No
of it?
Evil.
Yes.
It was just a ridiculous concept. No, the cops would have so found them.
Well,
No,
I liked the original. I'm
I've
in
never
fact
seen the
I
original one.
okay.
I
Tommy
didn't even know
watched
there
the
was an
original.
original. My dad was a cop, so my dad was like, he's like, "There's no way this would have happened." So he was ripping into it.
Well, I mean, honestly, so fair. Tommy from Philly, and your
Yeah.
dad was a police officer.
Hmm.
I love it.
Cop and soldier, just soldier. Now content creators. That was a big shift.
Oh, really?
Hmm. Yeah, that was way
You were
different.
your father?
I was a soldier.
Oh,
My dad was a soldier and a cop.
wow.
Yeah,
I knew I
yeah,
liked you right when we started talking.
yeah.
We
That
have
was,
so much more to chit chat about.
I know.
But
You're gonna come back on the show, and we're gonna rank movies with Ryan.
all right, so give me your recommendation. What should I
My rec-
watch?
my recommendation of the week. Well, for everyone at home, it's going to be on November 14th. Everyone's going to go watch FEY. It's going to be on Found TV, right? Is that one of the
Yes.
places? And
So
Shutter will be on
is
Shutter.
it?
I saw Found TV for sure. I couldn't remember all the places. I had it
So
up at one
I
point.
so again, everyone, like I'm so new at this. But yeah, it'll be if people I'll send you right when it comes out because but Sarah at Terror Films was like explaining to me that it could drop on a different platform like on the 14th. I won't know till day
Hmm.
of. So if anyone listening would like to watch it or like follow at the movie Faye on Instagram. I'm going to send the link to Tommy or like updates, and so yeah, I'll make sure that people know where to find it.
Yeah, it says on here at the moment, it says Chilling, Scare Network TV,
Yeah,
Kings of Horror, and Found TV as of right now. I
as of
have
right
Found
now,
TV.
yes.
God damn, this light.
We need to
Um,
get you sunglasses. I know. I'm looking at you. I'm like, oh god.
I don't normally sit here. I normally sit more to my left, but I was showing off more of the posters for the camera. We got a Michael
Oh
Myers one.
yes.
We got two Halloween ones behind me, but they're not. They're still not in frame. So I gotta find a way to get them in the frame more.
Well, yeah. Even now, the sun is coming. Like I
Right
don't know.
down lens.
Yeah.
Um, and then for you, my recommendation of the week would be, hmm, good horror movie. Have you seen Willow Creek?
Love Willow Creek.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan thought it was like a normal episode of Finding Bigfoot when he was little, and it wasn't. So he's been traumatized by horror
It's
because of that
definitely
movie.
not
Yeah, he was a little kid. I'm trying to think like horror movie. Like,
Finding Bigfoot.
oh, there was a footage one. Oh my god, it's gonna kill me. Oh, you've definitely seen the one when the two guys go to overseas for the trip, and the dude has cancer.
As above, so below.
No, not as it was. I reviewed it on the podcast by myself. Oh my god. It's
Well,
gonna
that's okay because I'm gonna have to like.
I have to go through the
We're
Instagram.
gonna be in communication for a long
Yeah.
time after this, so I'm sure you'll.
I know, I'm gonna have to find it for you. Oh my god, what's it called? It's gonna make me so mad now. But yeah, it's these two friends are going on like a European vacation together and they're like filming it. It is one of the most interesting found footage horror movies, and I watched it like 3 months ago, and it is so good. I give 4 stars on Letterboxd. So just to show you what 4 stars mean,
Yeah. Okay.
now
Oh
Faye's
my God,
getting
you'll have to
three.
think about it.
Now I'm
I'll look it
dropping it
up.
down.
Yeah. I was being so greedy earlier. I
I
totally
know.
know.
Now
Yeah,
you're
I was
going
being
back
so
down.
greedy.
You're gonna go
No, but
look at
I
my
will get on
letterbox.
Letterbox. I don't know how, like, I feel kind of almost ashamed that I didn't know what that was because you're like the third person that was like,
You don't
what's
have a
going on?
letterbox?
No.
Letterbox is the best. It's social media, but for film buffs.
So, yeah, someone, because two other people, or like I said, three other people, someone was like, you need to do this. And I kind of was like, oh, okay, I wrote it down on, and then this one woman who I absolutely adore, B. Dolores, shout out to you. She was like, you need to get on there to rate it.
Yeah,
So
you need
I'll
to
do
get on
that
there for
today.
yourself, and then also get the movie on there.
Yeah.
Letterbox. So I have
So
like a thousand
is it
movies on
like a
there.
LinkedIn
No, like
for
letter.
movies or like a
Wait, I'm gonna pull it up. I have my letterbox right here.
is it
See if
like Netflix but you can just then like see what other people have rated stuff too, which like I love the sound of that.
so like I don't know if you can see it. So like this is my letterbox page, and it's like the bottom is like the movies I've watched recently, and then the top four are
Hmm.
my favorite movies. And then you lay just rank rate movies that you're watching. Like I have 942 movies rated on my account right now, and you just rate them out of 5 stars.
Seems right up my alley.
I
I don't
love
know where I've been.
Letterbox. Me and my
Yeah.
brother and my dad have it. It's such a great app.
Well, because too, sometimes someone will be like recommend me something, and I'm like, and I almost forget, like when, like like you forget in real time, right? Like what, like movies, and then all of a sudden someone will say something, and you're like, oh my God, like Last House on the Left, someone brought up the other day, and I'm like, God, I'm gonna watch that, and like Straw Dogs, you know what I mean, and all these movies that I like totally forget about when they're off the radar.
Hmm.
So okay, Letterbox,
Great app.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Go follow me on Letterbox, everyone. Tommy_Cresta.
Tommy underscore
I
Presta,
love that.
yes.
I
And
gotta.
follow me too, because I'm gonna make one soon. I don't know the
Yeah.
name yet, but
Um. But yeah, that is everything I have for everyone. Madeline, thank you again for joining me on the show. It's such an honor to have you on. Faye is such a fun movie. It was so good, and I'm so happy that you got to put all this time, you put all this effort into it, and it came to fruition in something that I think people are really gonna love. I think the horror community is really gonna enjoy, and I think they're gonna embrace it. And I think it's something different, but it also takes in something I think from the Hell House kind of style, Paranormal Activity, the Blair Witch feeling so real. I think everything though. I think you
God,
deserve the success
thank
from all of
you.
that. So yeah,
Well,
congratulations.
it is so nice meeting you, Tommy. Like I
Oh,
seriously, I feel like there's a friendship happening in real time. And I truly, I mean that. Like I'm not just saying that. I so appreciate you. Um, and yeah, thank you to everyone who would be listening, to anyone who watches the movie. I love horror. I love horror fans. And so, this is an awesome moment for me. And thank you so much again, Tommy.
of course. Do you want to plug anything what before we get out of here?
Just follow if you can at the movie Faye, just to get, updates and so forth, and get with someone, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, not your kids, but your friends, and turn all the lights off, turn the movie on, and have some fun, be open to it.
I agree. I think it's definitely a great like movie to watch with your friends. Get some popcorn. This is definitely everyone go make sure to watch Faye when it comes out November 14th. Anywhere you can find it. We'll definitely make sure to have it tagged everywhere on the podcast, my Instagram. So everyone make sure to go follow the podcast everywhere. Madeline everywhere, Faye on Instagram. Madeline will have a letterbox probably by the time
Letterbox,
this
yeah.
comes out. Faye will hopefully be on letterbox soon. But yeah, we will see you guys all. Well,
Thank you
I will
guys.
see you in the next episode. Madeline probably
Yeah.
won't be on this next episode, but we'll make sure to get her back on the podcast with Ryan next time. But we'll see you guys all in the next episode. Thank you again, Madeline, for coming on the show.
Thank you, Tommy.